Right, I am now back from my excursion to the farm. So just to recap then, this is the one stick lunch, or the one stick dinner. So I brought one stick back from the woods, and with it I've got the makings of bow drill, the bow, the hearth, the spindle and the bearing block, all off the same stick. And then from the same stick we've got a spare bit of wood, just for now, and a lot of offcuts, some of which we've processed to use in the little fire, and I'm just using one of these utensil tins, and we'll hope we can get that going in there with some spacers on the top. And it will be the standard lunch or dinner of noodles, chicken noodles and chicken soup, but I've also got some garlic and parsley mini breads. See a date on it anyway. And then if we've got enough wood, which we should have, because that's all the offcuts and shavings and processed wood in there, then we should have enough for a cup of coffee as well. That's the coffee stuff. So the proof is always in the pudding, and we're not going to get anything unless we can get an ember from this bow kit. So I'm going to have to use a bird's nest to put the ember in, so I need to get that. I need to burn the drill in, cut the groove into the hearth board, and we'll see if we can get anywhere. So the proof will be in the pudding. So first things first, bird's nest. Right then, so I've got the bird's nest material, which is rose bay willow herb. That should be fairly good. I'm just going to put a divot in the hearth board. Somewhere about there. Now there is one more thing I've forgotten about, and that's something to put underneath the hearth board to catch the ember, which ideally is a little piece of bark. I don't like the way the wind's blowing all my fine shavings away. And I also want to put some of the earlier shavings from when I was making the spindle, some of these shavings here in the bottom of the get all the fuel out. I'm putting it on the grass, which is not entirely dry, but there's the dog nicking the fuel. Preparation. We've got to prepare for when we do get an ember. Something to catch the ember on. Could do. Alright, I think right, so we're just going to try and burn it in after it's been sitting there on the grass getting damp. It's not too tight. I can tighten it up with my thumb if I need to. It's not like snapping on. And I'm just burning in at this stage anyway. And hopefully. Try again. So I'm just going nice and slow, just to try and keep the whole thing straight and to get it all married up a little bit better. Get out the way with you. I don't really want it making that screeching noise, but okay, we're getting smoke and we've got it a little bit married in, not totally, but it's going in the right direction. So we'll cut the groove in now. Ooh. No. And I'm cutting a little V-notch in, a little bit more open at the bottom than it is at the top, hopefully. I can cut it in initially with the saw and then polish it off with the knife. Hey, get out of it. Okay, hopefully that does two things. It gives somewhere for the embers to coalesce, to all fall to, and it also hopefully lets a little bit of oxygen in. So I'm going to open up the bottom just a touch. Right, I haven't gone in to the divot too far because that's going to open up a bit more, and the more I go in, the less material I've got to form the coal. Right, I don't actually pretend to know what I'm doing. I'm just telling you what I am doing, and we'll see if it works. I am hopeful. Right, I'm going to now start going for a coal. So I'm going to need my little coal catcher, and it is quite a strenuous process, especially if you're not used to coordinate. You know, there's a lot of coordination to go on, as well as a lot of activity and downward pressure and backwards and forwards. So it is quite strenuous, so you don't want to be doing it too many times. So we're going now to actually get the coal. So that's the coal. I'm going to transfer the coal when it's done into the tinder bundle, and then the tinder bundle will just get dropped into the little fire pit thing, and then I'll put some more tinder kindling on top of that, this small stuff. That's the plan anyway. Right. So we're just going through a bit of a warm up first, just to get the swing of it. Will you get out of it? It's hard enough. Yeah, we can expect a bit of that. I might just take the glaze off that. It gets hard and glazed as you're doing it, so barking it. Hey. Give over. Dog's barking at a polythene bag, I think. Hey, that'll do. Hey, will you give over? Hang on a minute. What's your problem? Hey, go sort it out. Go on. problem. Hey. Right, it's smoking now, so I'm applying a bit more downward pressure. And now I'm starting to go a little bit faster. And now I'm just going to go for England. Oh, that top's hot. Okay, we haven't got a coal there. We haven't got a sustainable coal, but we're going in the right direction. And we've got a lot of material there if it doesn't blow away. Right. So I'll just take the glaze off that, but as I said, it's quite tiring, especially when this is slipping about. And it's getting rather hot up this end as well, and I got my thumb a bit close to that, so I'll just take the glaze off that. Okay, we're getting a little bit of smoke now. The string's gone up to the top, so I've lost it on the string. Not falling down into the onto one point to coalesce. And the dog's not helping, but we've just got to persevere. I'm going to tighten this up just a touch. Right, take about 3 or 4 I think. I might try a double wrap on the spindle, wrapping it round twice. Yeah, let's put it on the inside, isn't it? So, put it on the inside, put it the right way up, wrap it round twice. Doesn't run as smoothly with 2 loops round, it can get sort of snagged. No, I'm going to do it with 1. I've lost all my ember from below there as well, most of that's blown away. So I'm going to do it with 1, and what I'm going to do I'm just going to cut a narrower slot just to keep it confined a little bit. Right, I'm hoping that just wants to keep the cord in that sort of groove there. That's what I'm hoping for. Right, take 6. Alright, we've got plenty of smoke now. I'm just going to keep going like this. Going a bit faster now and pushing a bit harder. Alright, we've got more smoke than we've ever got before. But I don't want this one to be a failure. And it is a failure. It's not, the smoke is not, the coal is not catching, and I think that's to do with the V. I'm going to put the V in a bit better. Right, I've put the V in just short of the centre. I don't think the actual burning coals were falling down in there, and it may be the slope of this as well. It's sloping that way. Excuses, excuses, I know. Right. Okay, I've moved on to the flat floor, or flattish floor, where there's a bit less wind and there's a little bit more stability. And this is about the 7th attempt, and I'm knackered. Hey, I know you're trying to help. You've been in the pond, haven't you, you rat bag? You have. Get out of it. Go on. when I've had a little rest, we'll go for take 8. I just can't keep going long enough now. My spindle will be getting shorter and shorter and shorter, and it was short to start off with. Right, this will be take 11 or 12, I've lost count, but I can't be that good, otherwise I would have worn through the half board. Can't really push down on it hard enough. Right, so I think this is take 15. Get out of it. Will you shut up? That'll do. No. No, hey, that's the fuel. You rat back. Right. Go again. A lot of averages says we're getting smoke. We must get it one of these times. Oh, dear me. This knot's holding up well. Now what have you done? Eh? Just going to take the shoulder off this top section. I'm going to try a different spindle. Let's try this spindle. This isn't from this wood, this is ivy. So this is a cheat. If you can't get there by fair means, right. So this must be about the 23rd or 25th time. Hey, that's the tinder bundle. Will you get off things? I know you're trying to help. But, just watch and learn. Watch and learn. We're getting good smoke already. It's running nice and smooth now. What way? Main thing is not to disturb it too much. Keep those embers going, let the oxygen get to it and let it build, let it consolidate. Okay, I'm fairly sure there we have a viable ember. The second time of trying with the ivy. So obviously I was flogging a dead horse with the elder, but I have used elder in the past and it's worked in the past. So there's obviously a little bit to learn in what does and doesn't work. But anyway, it looks like I will eat today, because when it didn't work the other day I didn't get my tea. I had a bowl of cornflakes and that was my lesson, my penalty if you like. A bowl of cornflakes for my tea. Right, well let's hope we can get, that's pretty stable that now. I should be able to get that alight. Just gentle at first, I don't want to blow it all over the place. Okay, so it looks like it didn't go according to plan, but then when it doesn't go according to plan you probably learn more than when it does go according to plan, as long as you don't give up, of course. So we can use this as fuel now. This bearing block held out very well where I put it in the knot. I'm very impressed with it, the way that held out. As I've mentioned previously, this pot here is just a stainless steel utensil carrier for the kitchen. Put your wooden spoons and things in, but obviously it's not stainless steel anymore because I've used it many times over. Now for Mad Dog Survival, his recent video, he found some perforated stainless steel in a skip, and he made a little folding version of one of these. If I found some stainless steel perforated material in a skip, I'd do the same, but chances of me finding it is pretty slim. Right, so let's get the one stick dinner on the go, and we'll start with the noodles. Anyway, I was pleased I salvaged something from this one stick episode, and it makes you wonder, you know, when things fail or partially fail, do you even bother putting them up? And in my case, obviously I do. But I don't think to fail is any bad thing, as long as it's not catastrophic, of course. Because it's taught me that although I've used elder in the past, it's not the best wood to use. It's not the best wood to use for several reasons. It's got all that pith running down the middle, so you know, you might think you get a spindle out of that, apart from the crack of course, but then you've got the pith to contend with. So it's actually harder than, well, you can't put your nail in it. I don't know, perhaps I just had a hard section. That's where the pith was in the spindle. Anyway, everything else worked. It's where your fallback position comes in, isn't it? That's the spindle going in now. Put the lid on that. Two reasons for a lid. One, to make it boil faster, and the second, to stop debris from getting into it. What I have found is that in this little hobby of ours, well, for some people it's a profession, for me it's an interesting hobby. But what I have found is one thing leads to another. Now, I did think that when I started my bore drilling with the original spindle, it was partly down to me because I wasn't feeling too well. I've actually had a bit of a cold, and I've been taking as large a doses as you can of vitamin C without the known side effect. But that's led me on to a future project, and something which a lot of bushcrafters or independent, not survivalists as such, but homesteaders have covered, and that's colloidal silver. Now, you'll have to do your own research on it, but it's certainly one of my family members has almost definitely proved to me that it is advantageous. It really has some benefits, and I'm not going to go into it in detail because I'm not a medical person, so you might have other ideas, but that's something that's led on from this. Something else that's led on from this is I haven't got a spoon, and quite often I've been out in the woods and I've not had a spoon. No problem with this. In fact, I haven't put the soup in yet. It's a bit hot because it's boiling away. It's probably take it off and let it cool down and it's probably done, but I'll just let the soup get mixed in. Our liquor going flying off. So a spoon, but you don't really need a spoon. In case I've got here, most times a spatula will do. This knife comes in handy for some heavy duty hacking when I want to go into the wood. So this has been quite fuel efficient as well. So another thing is a spoon. Now I could make that thinner and make it curved. Just put a flat curve on it. In fact, it would be better to put that curve in the piece of wood before because I'm having to, I will have to come towards myself here, although I can't go too far. So there we have it then, the one stick lunch, although it was rather a little bit of a cheat towards the end because I had to use the ivy drill. Obviously the elder was just not hacking it, it was just too hard, I think. Just a bit too hard, although I can put my nail in it. And I have used it successfully before. But it just goes to show, doesn't it, that when you need to do something, unless you really have got the right tools and really know what you're doing, it might just not come off when you want it to. So then you've got to rely on your fallback position. Right, let's get that over.